Hello there, I'm going to show you how you can style your wig into a side part and also achieve a blunt cut at the bottom. If you want to see how I did it, please keep on watching this tutorial. The first thing I'm going to do, of course, is to start styling the closure area. You will need to apply your hair wax and use a comb to comb through the hair just to lay the flyaway hairs around the closure area. What I'm trying to do right now is just to ensure that there are no flyaway hairs on the closure area, and I'm trying to also style the side part. It's going to be a straight side part, so I'm using the tail end of that comb to define the part while I comb the hair to fall on both sides of where the parting was created. I'm just going to keep on trying to ensure that the pattern is really straight. You want to be very careful when you're doing your part because you want to ensure that the line on the lace where these probably holes match from the beginning to the end. That's the reason why I had to use that T-pin to trace the pattern to ensure that it's really straight. I know right now it looks uneven, but just keep on watching me do it and it's going to eventually be a very sleek, straight, perfect line. I'm going to keep on using that T-pin to draw on the same dot from one end to the other end of that closure area, just to ensure that the line is perfectly straight. If you look on your closure area, you realize that certain places it's like a net. Some places there are holes, some places you meet the net. If you want to draw your part on where there's probably a net, that's fine. Let's say hairs are tied on the net. When you pull out the thread, you're going to have a space there. So I'm just going to spray my heat protectant spray on that area now that I've created a hole on, and I'm just going to go back and perfect the lace. Did I say the lace? I'm going to go back and perfect that line. And as I'm taking out the hairs that are lying on the part, you notice that I'm pulling out the hairs because I'm trying to create a part. This particular closure right here is a free part closure. Or is it a free part or a middle part? I think it's a middle part closure. So it was factory made to be a middle part closure, but doesn't mean that you can't restyle it to be a side part or a C part. That's the reason why I'm using my hands now to pluck out the hairs that are lying on the part. And after I finish plucking out the hairs that are lying on the part from one end down to the other end, I'm going to have a clean part. Then I can proceed to styling the hair. But you watch and see that I'm really taking my time to do this, and I'm trying to ensure that the line is really straight. As I mentioned earlier, it has to be on the same part from the beginning down to the very end of the hair. And any hairline on the part, I'm going to just gently pluck it out to create a straight line on the closure area. And this particular closure that I'm using, that I used for this wig, is a 5x5 closure. That's why you notice that the part is a little bit longer than the way a 4x4 closure parts would look. So after I'm done clearing that part, what I'm going to start doing right now is styling the closure area. And style the closure area, I just put away hair on one side and I started using my hair wax and sprayed the heat protectant spray and use the hot coiling wand to flatten the hair around the closure area. If you have a hot comb, you can use your hot comb, but for this tutorial, I'm using this hot coiling wand to flatten the hair around the closure area. After doing this side, I'm going to go back and take hair from that other last chunk that I haven't styled. Just cut out a little hair from there and add to this one that I've already styled. And while I'm styling that side of the hair, you notice that I'm also applying my Moroccan Argan Oil Serum just to add moisture to the hair, and also spray my heat protectant spray. I'm going to start flattening the hair on this side of the wig right here just to ensure that it's really sleek and straight. And then I'm going to get back to flattening the hair around the closure area to give me that very sleek, flat, straight look that I want. So I'm going to take hair from the other side that I haven't straightened, comb through it, apply the hair wax, spray my heat protectant spray, and start flattening the hair around the closure area on this side here that I've added here too. And you notice that as I'm combing the hair, I'm trying to ensure that that area where the weft is on the side, where the weft meets the lace closure, I try as much as possible to use the hair on the closure area to cover it up, because you don't want there to be an obvious you don't want your weft to obviously show that okay, this is where your closure area meets your weft. So just try as much as possible to use your hair, comb through it and cover up the weft area. Yes. And one thing you can even do is maybe comb the hair forward around the hairs that are close to the weft. That's when you wear your wig on your head. Comb the hair forward instead of moving your hair backwards. Just comb that area that the weft starts to show forward. So you notice that I'm just using the coiling ones, just flatten the hair around the closure area while I comb through it. And after flattening the hair around the closure area, I'm also going to proceed to flatten the hair on the other side, which is a bit, it's not as wide as the other side, so that I just finished doing. So I don't need to divide it in a smaller section. But if you want to divide it into two sections and then flatten it, then add the other one on top of it and flatten it completely, you can do that. But I didn't need to do that because the length of the hair that's on this side is probably around an inch and a little extra. I keep using the hot coiling one to flatten the hair while I comb through it. And the next thing I'm going to do after I'm completely satisfied with how the closure has been styled is to proceed to straighten the rest of the hair on the wig. I'm going to apply my Moroccan Argan Oil Serum to the hair on this side. You know, I already applied on the other side, but I'm just going to just extend the rest of what is on my hand all over the entire hair, especially the tip of the hair, even if you're still going to cut the hair to be a blunt cut. So I'm just using my hair straightener to straighten the hair to achieve a very sleek, straight look. You can choose to straighten your hair in really small sections, but this hair is pretty much very straight, so I don't really have a lot of time in terms of starting this piece. I just started to just make it be very quick, and I straightened the hair in a really large section. Like I'm just using the hair straightener to just walk through the hair, comb through it, and just use the hair straightener to just straighten the hair from the top down to the bottom. What I want to do right now is to cut the blunt cut. So I used my tape rule. I put it on top from where the 1 inch starts from and let the longer length drop to the bottom part. What I'm trying to achieve is a 14-inch length. So I'm using that tape rule now to cut at the length of 15. So the point I'm cutting at is at a 15, or you can even cut at the 16. What you're trying to do is you don't want to cut it to be 14 exactly when you just start cutting, because you might notice that you might need to go back in and just clean out the cut. You don't want to end up over cutting your client's wig. So to start from like a 16 or a 15, then you can go back in later and clean out any unevenness that is at the bottom part. So just use your tape rule, move it on from the up. You notice that I pinned the tape rule on top. So as you're cutting one side, you just move it to the other side until you've achieved a clean cut on all around the wig. Then what I'm doing right now is just to further straighten the hair around the closure area until I'm really pleased with how straight the hair is. If you're getting value from this video so far, please make sure you smash the like button and share this video with somebody who is also going to get value out of it. If you're not subscribed to my channel, please click on the subscribe button right below and also turn on the post notification bell right beside the subscribe button. Yes, so you can see right about now the hair looks really, really nice. What I'm doing is just straightening the hair, straightening it until I'm pleased with how straight the hair looks. Yes, after straightening the hair, you notice that I'm going to go back in with my clipper to just clean out the bottom part, just to ensure that that end is perfectly clean. There's no bumps anywhere. So one thing you might need to do is you want to move your wig forward to ensure that when you put the wig on your head from the mannequin head, when you take off the wig from the mannequin head and then put it on your head, you don't have uneven ends, because the front of our head is typically wider. So when you are cutting your wig on your mannequin head, you want to move that wig forward to ensure that when you cut it at the bottom part, it's really straight. It's really straight. There's not going to be any uneven cuts. Yes. Whew. I have another method in which I cut my wig. Sometimes I'll typically cut the back side to be higher. Did I call it higher? But I'll cut the back side to be sort of higher and the side starts to go lower. It's such that the back side doesn't exceed. I have a tutorial that had done this. I'm probably going to link it on top of this video so that you guys can see another way in which I cut my blunt cut. And I typically do that for when I'm cutting hairs that are like 10-inch length, 12-inch length, but this one is a 14-inch, so I just decided to do it like a very straight cut. Yes, so I'm almost done with this tutorial. I really hope that you got value from watching this video. The hair is really sleek and straight, and I'm pleased with how it turned out. It's a 22-inch wig. That's the size of the wig cap. Yes, thank you so much for watching this tutorial, guys, and remember, people would have courage. Live a positive life. Live your life for you. Pursue your dreams, your passions, your aspirations. Just go out there and ensure that you are happy in whatever choices that you make in life. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye. Watch my other videos. Thanks for watching. Bye.